know, we all have a story to tell. Maybe you'll tell me your story someday. But for right now, I'd like to share part of mine with you. All right, so I was born in Germany on March 14th, 1879. And I grew up in a middle-class Jewish family. My favorite subjects were mathematics. How many of you like mathematics? Oh, good, good. All right, all right. And science. Do I have any science people here? Great. Okay. And music. Now, you might not know it. Music people? Okay, music. Okay. What instruments do you play? And do you just like listening?
I like to listen to violin.
Good.
Drums, guitar.
All right. Well, my favorite were the violin and the piano. But like some of you, I dropped out of high school. I did.
Shame on you.
Well, you know, and that's what I realized. That's what I realized. So I went back to high school. I got my degree. And once I had that degree, I was able to go on to college and get a PhD eventually from the University of Zurich. But it was hard. I had a wife. I had a child. I was working a job. So I understand how hard it is for you to be here today, for you to keep after your education. Now, I'm best known for some of my creative ideas about the universe. One of my ideas said that light doesn't travel in waves, though I like waves. I was a sailor. I loved to sail. It was one of my hobbies. But it travels in particles called photons. That one got me a Nobel Prize in physics in 1921. But a second idea presented the proof of the existence of atoms and molecules. And I proved it through an experiment showing Brownian motion. I like that term, Brownian motion. Now, the third big idea I had to do with the theory of relativity. I'm not going to go over what it all means today. I'm going to let your instructors explain that to you. But probably my most well-known theory that you might recognize me for is this. I'm going to write it up on the board. Oh, wonderful. Math. Math. Your teachers are going over math. All right. You probably know me best for E equals, anybody know? MC squared. That's what I'm most famous for. Energy equals the mass times the speed of light squared.
Well, I did not know that.
Energy, E equals MC squared. But to go on with my life. So in 1932, I was living in Germany, and that was not a very good place for Jews to be at that time, what with the rise of Hitler and Nazism. So I was able to move to Princeton, New Jersey, and I worked as a professor at the University of Princeton, and that's where I lived for the rest of my life. Sometimes I've wondered how the world might be different today if I had not left Germany. But no sense talking about what ifs. I'm a pacifist by nature. A pacifist is someone who is against all war. So it's quite ironic that my some of my theoretical work and ideas led to the development of the atomic bomb. In 1939, I wrote to President Roosevelt encouraging him to let the American scientists develop the atomic bomb, because I felt that it was important for America to get that bomb developed before Hitler and Germany. Because in the hands of Hitler, millions of people would have been killed and civilization as we knew it would have been destroyed. I was convinced the bomb would end World War II. However, after seeing the devastation when that atomic bomb was dropped on Japan, it was a sorry day in my heart. And I became an advocate for nuclear disarmament and worked toward that the rest of my life. Now, I was 76 when I died, April 18th, 1955. Now, many people think I was a very smart man and that I said a lot of smart things in my life. So I brought along with me today a hat full of some of my quotes. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pass the hat. I want you to take out, reach in, there's a bunch here. Reach in and take 2 or 3. I want you to read them. Think about what they mean to you. And I'd like you to share one of the quotes. Read it out loud and just share what it means to you, whether it makes you laugh, whether it makes you think, whether it reminds you of something in your life. Oops. You don't have to take that one.
Okay.
Take 1 or 2, because you might not like that one. Take 1 or 2. Okay, and I'll tell you what. How about if I have one of the, that's right, I'll have one of the instructors go first so she knows what to do. All righty. So this is, thinking is what it's all about. And I used to do my best thinking when I was playing the violin or when I was just sitting. Okay, so let's pass the hat. And if you can, Seth, come on down here. I know your name because I know a lot of things. I'm real smart, right?
Come on down here beside me.
Yeah, and then after you take, here you go. Pick your 2 or 3, and then pass it on back. Okay, here you go. Thanks. All right. Now, while you're passing that, I want you to read, and I want you to think, because that's what it's all about. You don't need to jump into an answer. And meanwhile, I want to show you, while you're looking and thinking, what I used to look like. Technology, huh? I was 26 when I came up with those theories I was telling you about. That was me at 26. Nice looking man, huh? Good catch. Good catch. So that was me at 26. I was working in a patent office. My job was to look at inventions that people had made and see if they made sense, if their thinking was clear, and grant them a patent. Okay, and the next one. That's what I looked like as an older gentleman. resemblance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, does everybody have something? Has the hat gotten around? Okay.
Is there another one in there?
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you didn't get one you liked, we have lots more. Does everybody have one that says something to them? If not, we've got more.
Left in.
Hmm?
I got plenty in. I didn't know I picked up.
That's all right, we have lots more. Like I said, I've said a lot of things. Okay? All righty. Who's ready to read one and... Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right.
Well,
You want to go first?
I've already got one picked out, but I put the two together, which it kind of goes.
Okay, well that sounds good. You want to read them, or do you want me to read them, or are you going to read them?
I'm going to read them kind of.
Absolutely.
Yeah. People are good because they fear punishment.
People are good because they fear punishment.
Yeah.
Next.
And hope for reward, which people shouldn't be rewarded
And
for.
hope for reward.
They shouldn't be rewarded for punishment. I mean, for things that they do wrong. Then we are not. Then we are. Sorry, indeed. Well, that does talk about. Yeah. Kind of like. Yeah. And then, it's not that I'm so smart or people, but it's just that I say stay with problems longer, and some people go and they never let go of their old ways of doing
Let
things.
me read that one aloud so they all can hear it, but you made a good point. Let me see here. All righty. He makes a good point. It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer. So you don't give up, do you? You keep working at your problems till you get them solved.
Yeah, well,
Okay?
well, one thing is, just keep on trying.
Keep on trying. Who's got another one they'd like to share? Mary?
You see how I
You
put
have
them
one
two
there?
together?
Oh, I'm still reading.
Okay.
You see
all
how
right.
I put them two together?
Yes,
Lee?
I do. Who's
I
got
will.
one?
It
All righty.
goes kind of along with what he had. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new.
You've never made a mistake, have you?
Oh, just one or two.
Yeah.
One or two.
And did you learn something?
Oh, yes.
All
If we
right.
didn't
Well-
make
well, it
mistakes,
certainly don't
why
show
would
by
we
your
not
looks.
be-
All right. All right. And if you said if we hadn't made mistakes, we wouldn't be here. Okay. All right. Who's got another one to share?
I have one now.
Okay, Mary.
Peace cannot. Let me put my eyes on. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding.
Okay.
There is so much going on that the president and some of the foreigners that they don't want peace, and they can't solve nothing by peace. They don't understand peace, I don't think.
Okay. That's a good one. Let me just read it out loud again. Which one is it? This one?
I think so.
Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. That's a good one. Okay. Who else has one they'd like to share? If you don't want to speak to it, maybe just read it.
You want me to read it for you? Okay, I'll read it for you, but you've got to talk. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. What does that say to you? Remember we talked about thinking outside the box?
Thinking inside the box.
Yeah, thinking outside the box.